Welcome to your favorite program on TV, Plus for Time, Mudashiri Shitu, and I'm sure today will be an interesting and very informative program. One reason is that we'll be talking to someone that is the most sought after coach in athletics, talking with someone that is the most sought after analytical statistician when it comes to athletics in the country. If you want to get information about athletics, you want to get information about everything athletics, Lekon Sweaton is the man to talk with. So he's our guest today. It's good to have on the show, Lekon Sweaton.
Thank you for having me.
It's just, should I say unfortunate or something not in the right direction, as the Nigeria's National Anti-Doping Agency has been accused of not compliing with the World Athletic Doping Code. And they've given us December 8th at deadline to know what's going to happen in case we don't compare. What does this mean to Nigeria? Because we know in the past we've having issues with doping. Remember the last Olympics. We also remember Blessing Okagbari and the rest of them not doing so well with doping. And recently we have Toby Amuson, who issues with doping was across, but she's scaled through. What I'm just saying is that we've been having one doping issue or the other, and WADA had said that we are going to face the penalty if we don't keep the rules. So tell us more about this.
Well, what is happening right now is the culmination of all you have just said, but I would like to make a small clarification. That of Toby Amuson wasn't a doping issue, it was a whereabouts
issue. Thank you.
Meaning she has never failed a dope test, not once.
Okay.
So, meaning all we have been saying, you talk about Blessing Okagbari, you talk about in the past, let's say from the era of 92, 96, that we have top athletes from Nigeria, sometimes breaking records, because in 1992, I think 3 of our best athletes were caught for doping. Then few countries were caught, maybe 1 or 2. In our own country, 3 were caught, and since then, there has been one issue or the other. But along the line, it seems Nigerian athletes were not doping or cheating. So all of a sudden, when the WADA set up, AIU in athletics actually set up testing Nigerian athletes, and before you know it, they are getting caught here. So the issue now is not it's not new, let me say, so to say. It has been an ongoing issue, first with AIU categorizing us as category A, doping risk nation. There are just few countries in the world. Kenya is, those countries mean if you are to feature in international competition in athletics, your athletes who are featuring must have been tested 3 times in a space of 10 months leading to that competition, meaning they don't trust anybody from Nigeria is performing well.
Okay.
If you are not getting tested, meaning probably you are doping and you are not getting caught. But when you are getting tested regularly, you dare not meet the test at Nigeria because they will clamp down on you. So the fact that athletics is in category A is an indicator, serious indicator that most likely all other sports will suffer. Remember, some years back we had issues with the weightlifting federation that was banned. But that of athletics, instead of banning athletics, AIU now step up by saying we should get our athletes tested if they are attending global competition like World Championship and all this. And at the Tokyo Games, you saw 10 of our athletes couldn't compete, meaning they were not tested enough. Some of us blew the whistle there, they said maybe we're looking for attention. But now it's beyond athletics. What is really happening now? Athletics was the testing ground. That is, even at the last Budapest game, somebody broke national record in 800 meters and couldn't feature in Budapest, meaning it wasn't tested enough. And for you to feature in events like 800 and long distance, you must be tested for each kilo. It wasn't even tested once. Somebody that has attended World Championship in 2019 and was breaking national record upon national record and is not getting tested. Meaning, in Nigeria, if you cannot test those who are breaking records, then meaning anybody could get away with doping. So it was imminent that Nigeria would go into level. We have a high U in charge of integrity issues like doping, lying, in any form of vices. But now, WADA is all sports. We're talking athletics, talk about football.
Okay.
Your future football teams will not be able to feature in global championship. So it's not just athletics. Football, every sport under Olympic, under WADA from Nigeria, we don't face it.
Okay, let's
Like
take
we've been facing it quietly with athletics, but now it's awesome.
Okay, let's take our mind back to what happened in Tokyo, where some Nigerians were not able to participate at the Olympics. Some Nigerians, is it relating to the same issue that WADA has just given us some deadline on?
Yes, it's related. WADA is for all sports, while AIU is for only athletics.
Okay.
Athletics Integrity Unit. Athletics Integrity Unit did not really agree with how WADA was handling things.
Okay.
Meaning they have their own unit that will check. If WADA is slow using Nigeria ban, AI, instead of giving Nigeria ban,
Okay.
they decided that all athletes are getting tested regularly. If we have a plan to test 50 athletes, are we testing them adequately? It's not just testing those who will make the World Championship or Olympics. You test everybody that is having good results. If you have an under 15 who broke your national record, such as they should be tested. But they see us that we are not just doing anything. We only select those who will make the World Championship and we test them. And at times, some will even make the World Championship standard. They did not meet up with the strict test, leading not out of competition dope testing, anti-doping precautions. We are not doing it. Just 3 tests in a space of 10 months leading to the games or World Championship. We couldn't do that. Meaning those who we tested, we were so sure those ones were doing well, and majority of those athletes are in international testing pool, meaning they are being tested by WADA, ITA, International Testing Agency. So we have international testing agencies, like we have our own NADO in Nigeria,
Yes.
NADC,
Yeah.
anti-doping testing. So our NADO, which is the NADC, they are not up to date, or they are poorly funded, or they don't really know what they are doing. So it's just combination of everything that we have been doing wrong.
And that is to my other question. How did it get here? I mean, who should be responsible? The Athletic Federation of Nigeria? NADA?
You are talking about Athletic Federation of Nigeria. It's just one federation out of many federations in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
That of athletics will not, because AIU decided to say, okay, we will allow your country to come to the World Championship or Olympics, but those who are attending those must test it. So when you see Nigerian athletes attending Olympics or World Championship, they are getting tested regularly.
Okay.
So those who could not get the pre-test done in Tokyo face the music. They were exempted from participating in the Olympics. Now we have WADA spanning the whole of Nigeria.
Yes.
The whole of Nigeria, all sports in Nigeria. So we are not talking about athletics now. We are talking about who is national federation, obviously the sports ministry. So the sports ministry, maybe through NOC, the Nigerian Olympic Committee, they are not really paying attention to what WADA has been saying all this while. There has been warning. In late 2022, there was a team sent to Nigeria to investigate our plans, how we are executing it, and the reports were so bad. They've given us enough chances. What they are going to do on December 8th, just with him, there is nothing we want to defend between that and December 18th. They are going to slam us to pass. All we will be begging for is a statement. Or if we want to challenge that they shouldn't give us back, then we should go to CAS, Court of Arbitration for Sports. We should defend ourselves that we are doing the right thing, and because that they are victimizing us because we are black nations. No. We have enough. It's evidence through athletics. If every sport has AIE, their type of AIE, you will see that athletics is even trying, that our athletes are getting tested, because there's no way you run an elite performance, you had an elite performance in one of the leagues, and they will not call you for this.
So what do you
it's
think
not
the
just
sport ministry should do? Because it seems that December 8th is just some few weeks. What do you think they should do to ensure that, because, looking at the penalties that are involved in this, it includes not flying our flags, not going to competitions that is related and
stuff like
affiliated to
Russia.
WADA.
We are doing Russia with
So what do you
is
think they
happening
should
to
do?
us. Well, the sport ministry should now start begging for funding we don't have, because we all will take money. Like they WADA cautioned Kenya some months back. Kenya set up their anti-doping system, and now more Kenyans, probably 50 something Kenyans, upon all the records they are breaking in the past, it was just 15 will be tested sparingly within space of 3 months leading to competition. But now Kenya is getting at least 350 tests done. So meaning if we are testing just 25 in athletics, we should if we should test like that in other sports. Count those points together, meaning we will be expected to be testing 500 athletes from Nigeria, different sports, which we have not done anything close to that in the past. So even if we try to do that now, it will cost money. So meaning setting it up in Nigeria, probably setting up a laboratory in Nigeria so that we won't be taking our urine or blood samples to South Africa, which is doing most of the things for us. So meaning to set up that laboratory will cost money.
Okay.
And WADA doesn't even trust us, so they will still bring their people to come and do the test for us. So anybody from WADA who is stationed in Nigeria can go to anywhere and test any athlete, regardless if the athlete is an athlete or not. And that is what we can beg for, reinstatement. How do we get reinstated? Next thing. Or else, we just need to admit that, okay, we'll go for the Islam. Then what do we do? But if we start saying we want to go to put it at the court of arbitration for sport, that means we are delaying that. Remember, we have what we call African Games match.
Yes.
For us to feature our flag at the African Games, we must be reinstated after the ban in December. So what the ministry should do right now is spend money, consult people that know, not those handling it right now. Consult people who really can dig into give us the facts and figures.
So is there the possibility, is there the possibility of affecting the Nations Cup?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. Nations Cup is under CAF.
Okay.
PAF.
Okay.
WADA is also controlling CAF.
Okay.
But people don't know yet.
So now they also said in the, that one of the penalties that in Article 3.1 of that publication, Article B3 Section 1, telling us that that Nigeria's representative will be ineligible to sit as members on the board or committees, and they will not be signatory to many things until the restatement condition are set out. Would this make perhaps the Nigerians on that board, will it make them serious, or it's do Nigerians?
Do we have Nigerians on WADA board to start with? I don't think we have anybody on WADA board. The specification is all about WADA, not board of different federations with international level.
Okay.
It will not affect that. It will affect that of WADA. It's like you want Nigeria to be on the board where the board is accusing us of not complying. So it's all about WADA stuff, not necessarily all other organizations.
Okay. We also know that on that list is Tunisia and Venezuela, because this publication just came today, and what the best approach, you just said the ministry should do this, but it's something that obviously, if you look at the peculiarities, antecedents of Nigeria in reacting to international agencies when it comes to issues like this or related issues, we don't take the necessary actions, and a lot of athletes will suffer for this. But how do we sanitize? How do we go about? Like, we, the media here, this is what you're doing, that's why we have you on the show. And the best of the best moments will be perhaps about asking WADA for more extension to keep up with the dates given to us.
The extension is not necessary because the extension will only delay the plans for Nigeria to start getting reinstated. There are plans, there are things you need to do. Then talking about ministry, I think under former minister
Sunday.
Sunday Dari, I think that type of minister is what caused this problem because it was under him that 10 artists from Athletic got
Yes.
they did not make it to the Olympics. They lost that chance of becoming Olympians in 2021. Meaning the head of the ministry, the minister, will always talk. He's a media man. He knows how to talk to the media. The media people were just kind of helping me now. But with the new minister, I believe with the type of assistance and people who are advising him, I believe he's a go-getter. Just tell him what, with the few things I've seen in the publications, stuff that he has been attempting, I think he's the type that will take it head on. You have to take it head on with President, our new president, President
Yeah.
But we must release enough funds. Funding that is like we are funding NDLE, NC. That is the type of our setting up a system with cost. It's like we are setting up equivalent of NDLE. Well, NDLE is a very good thing. I was on a trip yesterday. They stopped a lot of vehicles and they got some guys carrying drug of abuse, we call them.
Okay.
Marijuana, stuff like that. So if we have that for our youth, now the youth has been separated from sport.
Yes.
If we have NDLA safeguarding our youth, then we should have that of NADC safeguarding our
sports.
So the minister should seek for funding that will create something like NDLA, NADC. NADC is just a caricature of what it is. Bunch of ministry staff handling issues that are beyond them. So it must be really, really that for us to get out of it. We must set up our NADC, which should be like an NGL.
So this years of negligence about our own national Nigerian Anti-Doping Agency or Committee and NADC, this negligence over the years, who can we blame? Because we don't want to talk about it. Nobody's going towards that area. We've not learned lesson from the past players, athletes that have been banned. Nothing lesson from Kagbari, nothing at all. And we keep with the mistakes we make. Why do we keep neglecting that part of sports?
Let me take it from this. We have bankers who are stealing money. We have different professions that people are cheating. It's not peculiar to athletes of sport that people will cheat. Once they cannot make up to their peers, they want to cheat. So there must always be a system in place to checkmate cheaters, which we are not taking seriously. We should investigate why our athletes doping. Because they want to cut corners, they want to make it. That's the only time they can earn money. So it's not just our youth or our sportsmen, it's the system that is checkmating it. If many governors in Nigeria or politicians are changing their age, they are cheating about their age, they are stealing ballot boxes or they are changing electoral results, those are cheating and they are getting away with it. So the same thing is like that in our sport. Every facet of our system in Nigeria, there is a form of system. So if we say we are not taking the anti-doping issue seriously, we just think it is abuse. No. If you take marijuana, you take it for pleasure and it's affecting you. Mind you, it will affect your loved ones. When that person goes gaga, it will not just affect him, it will affect society at large. So that is why we have NDLE. What gave us that idea to have NDLE when WADA is telling us to set up a NADC. But the sports ministry, since majority of them don't really know what they're doing, they are not really painting the picture they should. So I should blame the sports ministry, whoever is heading the ministry, through the minister, the PS, and those who are in charge of performance sports in the ministry. They are the ones that are not maybe crying out loud enough. Because if you have NDLEA for our youth who are abusing drugs or people who are abusing drugs, then we should have that NABC that we should be funding like that. Employ people who are really qualified to handle it. That is the way out, and that is what Kenya is doing right now. We should beg for reinstatement when we are planned, and these are the processes. If we can put funding into this NABC and it's as big as NDLEA, I tell you, the ban will be over in no time.
We've not heard anything from the Sport Ministry with this publication and this time frame that WADA has given Nigeria as a whole. But what do you think will be the reactions of, you've worked closely with most of them, what do you think will be the reaction of the Sport Ministry on this?
Well, I won't say I work closely with them. I am not an employee of them.
Yeah, when I meet closely, I mean, everybody in the world of sports, especially athletics, knows to you. So when it comes to games like athletics and all that in the country, you...
Well, I will say this about the way they have been taken. Because by now, they should be able to have consulted people who know. And I've had many of my colleagues who really know stuff more than me. There are statisticians who are way bigger than me. I've spoken with them, and those are even some of their board members. I think they are their committee members.
Okay.
We have a statistician in their committee who is a statistician that I consult. He has not been asked any question. So I believe they are just waiting for that December for it to happen before they take action. Because I've not seen anything. I've not asked questions too from people who work at the ministry. But it's a waste of time asking that question. It's like poking somebody who is injured and you are telling me, have I not seen this? So we are waiting for December right now. And I think the ministry will do at the ministry.
Did this come out a shock, or it has been warning over time to the sport ministry and those involved have not been doing anything, or it came as a shock that we are going to be suspended if we did not do some certain things between the next few weeks? Or was there a warning in the past about this incident?
Well, analytically, what happened in Tokyo will tell us the reason why they are still in shock.
Okay.
Because there was a publication in the Nigerian newspaper that Nigerian analysts might use out. The ministry people had those who said no, that some of us don't know what we're doing. They asked them, they said there won't be problem. Even last minute, 3 days to the start of the Olympics, some were at the edge of entering the games before they slammed them. So it was a shock to them then that, it is true, these people have been saying it for the past 6 months, 8 months, that this can happen. They did not do anything. They did not. So to me now, they thought AIU, the limit AIU to do is get Nigerian tested, and they are doing their best in that. So it's like you have problems, maybe in like 15 places, you have problems in 15 places, and you are only solving one of them, which is what Nigeria is doing. We have at least 15 sports that are as athletics. Let's say football is bigger, athletics follows, and basketball, volleyball, talk about tennis, table tennis, all those sports in Nigeria, weightlifting, wrestling, for example. At least we won silver medal at the last Olympics. Are they getting tested? Do they really know we have problems in their sport? Nobody is talking about them. But we're only talking about athletes. So we know in athletics that it is imminent. We know. Most of us know in athletics. But in other sports, they don't. what you are even saying as a press man, many of our sports lovers, our sports coaches, our athletes do not know right now.
Yes.
They don't. I guarantee you they don't. Ask some other, apart from athletics, talk about other sports. They will tell you why is WADA. What is WADA? What is WADA? They will ask you what is WADA.
And
So when we say they are in shock, I believe they are in shock, just like what happened with the they are in shock.
this is no excuse for that sport, but I think in athletics they are prone to issues like that. But it is so unfortunate that it has gotten so bad that it would be weird if you tell a badminton player in Nigeria about WADA, or you tell a Scotch player about WADA, not unknowingly on their own side, that they also have a role to play, and because they think it's not possible for a table tennis player, which is not unlikely, you understand, to be talking about anti-doping. But whether it's likely or unlikely, these bodies and federation in sport don't even enlighten. So it's only when you get to the National Sport Festival, you get to the National Youth Games, you see where our own national agency in anti-doping just do a seminar, a briefing, and you see a catalog or a poster up and down saying, oh, doping is this, doping is that. After then, nobody talks about that. What should be done holistically to keep and have other athletes in mind that they also have a role to play? Lekon?
Well, I've been on a national team on few occasions where we have other sports like the Commonwealth. They do seminars during the when Nigeria is campaigning for competition. So we cannot say other sports are not aware. But they are the elite, the best of the coaches in camp and the best of the athletes will be giving enough awareness. Do you know if you are in a competition venue in athletics and you don't use any, some just accuse Alabukun that we know, the popular anti-malaria, whatever, fever killing drugs in Nigeria. If you use that Alabukun, you are in trouble. In athletics, majority of our athletes, but I don't think that is true with other sports. Other sports believe until you inject yourself with something, or when you start using steroids, that is when you are doping. They don't know merely using.
Let me cut to you. Let me cut to you that. Do you think it's that blame also should be extended to WADA, because there's been so much of focus on athletics?
Even WADA is not focused on that.
Yeah, but I've been so why is, okay, maybe because there's no any, I know it's not focused on athletics.
Let's talk about doping in the world. Cycling is number one, not
yes, you're right.
And do you say WADA is focused on cycling?
No.
WADA is focused on all sports that you can actually.
I'm only wondering, like any viewers who wonder, who also wants to know, is that why these discrepancies in wild knowledge of WADA, their policies on some sports and some other sports, they are easily more knowledgeable. Because an athlete will be more knowledgeable about WADA than the badminton athlete.
Well, let me tell you this.
Okay.
In athletics, you need to be like a racing horse to achieve anything in athletics. But like that, you need more skill and steady. Even if you take steroids, compared to athletics like one strong
we are trying as much as possible to get Lekon Sueton on the network, perhaps network issues. We hope to get him, but if you're just joining us, we'll be talking about the deadline that World Athletic anti-doping agency has given Nigeria because of the lack of compliances on some directive given to them in the past. And this is just after that meeting they had today, and that's why we are talking about that. So we might be okay. We have Lekon back.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so continue, Lekon.
So in badminton, you readily cannot use what you will use to run faster or to gain strength to gain an advantage. Probably you can use something that will give you more endurance, which is still what the endurance athletes use to gain more endurance, to train more harder. Most of the time they don't use it during competition. They must have trained with it, gain the advantage before the main competition. But something like you tell me chess game,
Yes.
that's a sport. You use more of your brain than you use your physical strength. So shooting, you need to calm your nerves to keep everything steady and shoot. What is keeping athletics dull? If you use marijuana, for example, it won't give you any advantage. It only give you all your nerves dull. But that is useful in shooting, archery. So those drugs are banned in archery, even drinking. Alcohol is banned in some sports. If alcohol could get you to focus better, then it is banned in such sports. But in athletics, if you take some things and it will not even make you perform better. So, and we are always talking about that of athletes because it is measurable. You see swimming, you know somebody swam so distance in so time. Cycling, they did it in so time. Athletics, they did it in so time. For most of the sport, they are not really measurable that way. So we are always running against the clock in athletics, or we are fighting distance, we are throwing something at a distance, or we are scaling something at a height, which demands maximum effort. For most of these sports, they do not demand, and even in football, you run around, but you run around, you pass ball, you still rest in between. For the next 45 minutes, you will be doing that, but you will not do it one time and run around the track one time and go and die. In athletics, you will finish the whole race, you won't even know if you have what. So I'm not saying they are not doing energetic.
Okay. I guess
most of the time in athletics, gaining strength as an advantage can be readily measured compared to other sports. So we will always hear that because you want to break record, want to break record. In badminton, how do you really break record in badminton? Really? How do you? But in athletics, when you run so time, you know you're breaking record and they must test you. So when you play also in badminton, you just, this guy is not a tire. Okay, let's test him. Or in football, this guy is just playing like a robot. Let us test him. But most times, those drugs will not really give you the skills required to do all those things you do in all those sports. So that's why you always hear cycling, swimming, athletics. Those three sports they need to break record for them to be relevant.
It's obvious that time is no longer our friend, and we want to say, let me say, this is not with doping, but it's not more news that there's issues going on in Nigerian Athletic Federation, and I just want to hear your opinion that the secretary, Mosindi Vita, has been accused of financial misappropriation. So she has responded that the money she and Samuel Onikeku, the rest of them, asked for a particular tournament. But there's a committee that has been set up, and this committee, which include veteran sport journalist Darius and some notable names, and also maybe the vice president of the Athletic Federation. What's your opinion on this issue about Rita Mosindi?
Well, virtually everybody you mentioned, I know one-on-one. And I know if I say anything against any one of them, it sounds as if I belong to old board. I belong to nobody. But this Okowa group says they are not good enough. They say the board wasn't working as a team. Now they have exposed themselves to more. And Rita, for example, gave me my athletics coaching course, so I will not even say anything bad about that. I'm very peaceful about it. She has been very good at her job.
Okay.
She's a civil servant. I'm not defending her.
Okay.
I'm not defending her.
Yeah,
When I
that's
did my,
yeah.
I'm not defending her. When I did my course, there was an opening that was extended to me. But it was an illegal thing to include somebody who was pregnant to do a course, physical course. So she corrected that. So mind you, when we have board members who are really corrupt, then if you have a ministry worker who really knows what she's doing, they might be roping her in. I'm not defending her, like I'm saying.
Yes,
So
I,
they must.
I appreciate your response on that. That wasn't part of the questions, but you know, you are so much about athletics in this country that I cannot shy away from asking your expert opinion. Thank you very much, Lekon Shweton, for being part of today's program. Yeah, before I let you go, I need to remind you, we'll also be calling you back if there's any updates from the side of the Sport Ministry on this December 8th feat given to us by WADA, and if there's any update from both sides, we'll let us know your opinion on this.
Well, December 8th will come and go. We can only wait for the 16th time bomb. It will blow on all of us, most especially those who really do not know that it affects all sports in Nigeria that is under WADA or. So I think it will be the awakening time that everybody will know.
Yes.
The government is spending money on youth. Youth has been separated from sport. If you are spending money on NDS, I will keep using that word. Spend money on our NADC. We as coaches, I am the PRO Nigerian Association of Nigeria. We coaches want our sport back.
Okay.
We want our sport back. And it starts from when federal government is taking us seriously, taking our sport seriously. I don't want to blame the sport ministry. I want to blame everybody in Nigeria. If you know you are fighting drug abuse in any form, NADC, WADA is all about drug abuse. These drugs are being used in hospitals to treat patients, and some people are using it for athletic advantage. So, meaning we must definitely, the way we are technically the NDLA. So, December 8th, we are waiting, and let's see.
Okay, thank you very much for your time once again. Lekon Shweton. Yes, Lekon Shweton is a coach, well known within the world of sport, especially athletics. He's an analytical statistician about athletics, so well he has done for himself. And we've been looking at Nigeria's National Anti-Doping Agency that has been accused of not complying with the World Anti-Doping Code. So our own National Anti-Doping has not been complying rather with the World Anti-Doping Code, and has been handed a deadline December 8th by WADA. WADA is the World Athletics Doping Agency to comply or face damaging consequences. WADA said that NADO risk having Nigerian athletes disqualified from the 2024 Olympics in Paris and other major global competition. And for you football lovers, the major competition coming next year is All Africa, the Nations Cup, and also for sport lovers generally, we also have the All African Games in Ghana. So if we did not comply, there will be consequences for that. And not only Nigeria, the World WADA, Anti-Doping Agency, has also accused Venezuela and Tunisia of the same offenses, and they made it known in a meeting that took place in Montreal, that's in Canada, this very day. So WADA has made the statement available, and it's just for, but what the update is that Nigerians have not, the sport ministry has not responded to that. And what are the punishments if we don't keep to that? It has been revealed that NADO, that's the Nigerian Anti-Doping Agency, organization, failed to meet the stipulated deadline. So deadline has been given ahead. It will lose its privileges and also restatement conditions if the restatement conditions are not met. So this is what the statement read. So Nigeria will be eligible to host any event. And like our host, Lekon, said that WADA covers all sport. So if there's going to be an international sport, maybe by badminton, and if we fail, or any other sport, rather, let me just mention the badminton, will be facing the consequences. So there's so much to be done on that. So that's how we drop today's cutting on the program. Thank you for being part of today's show. Let's not forget that tomorrow by 11 o'clock we'll be giving you our Plus Sports special, where we have the compilation of all sport events over the weekend. I'm Mudashiru Shitu. Thanks for watching. But I won't be going without letting you enjoy this moment of sport, especially the game between Argentina and Brazil for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Enjoy this.